Welcome to Beneath the Cobblestones, Prague's Darkest Secrets. In this series, we'll take you into the forgotten corners of Prague, where the shadows of history still whisper, where legend meets fact, and where the past doesn't rest easily. This is a city where the line between truth and myth often blurs. And today we're starting with a story that's been buried for decades. It's 1949. Czechoslovakia is under communist rule, a time of paranoia and control. In a small town called Kihost, a priest named Josef Toufar stands before his congregation. He's just begun his sermon when something extraordinary happens. The crucifix on the altar, it moves. It sways gently from side to side. It's as if the hands of God are reaching down, right there in front of them. For the people in that church, it was a miracle, a sign from above. But for the communist regime, it was something far more dangerous, a sign of faith. And faith was something that they couldn't control. The moment the news of the miracle spreads, the authorities move fast. They can't allow something like this to inspire the people. They need to erase it, erase Father Josef Toufar. And so, the secret police, the STB, are dispatched. They arrest him. No trial, no explanation, just cold, brutal force. What happened in those dark interrogation rooms, no one knows for sure. But what we do know is this. Toufar was tortured severely, beaten, starved, left to suffer as the authorities tried to break him, to force him to confess that the miracle was a fraud. They twisted his body, they twisted his mind. He died in their custody. They said it was an accident, a heart attack, but the evidence doesn't add up. His body was hidden. His family never saw him again. The regime would go on to film a fake confession from a priest who looked like Toufar, making it seem like the miracle had been staged. They used this film to discredit the truth and reinforce their power. The people who believed in the miracle were silenced. And Josef Toufar, well, he became a ghost, lost to history. But the truth doesn't stay buried forever. When communism finally crumbled in 1990, a group of historians and activists began digging through old records. They found evidence of the torture, the lies, and finally they found his body. Toufar was exhumed. His remains were reburied with full honors. Decades after his death, he finally got the respect he deserved. But for the people who had lived through it, the scars were deep. A priest who only wanted to preach, murdered because the state feared what he represented. Father Josef Toufar wasn't just a priest. He was a symbol of resistance, of belief in something greater than the state. But the regime feared that symbol more than it feared death. And in the end, that's what cost him his life. And now, as Prague stands in the shadow of its past, we're left to ask ourselves, how many more stories like this lie hidden beneath its cobblestones? Stories of faith, oppression, and the power of truth. Stay tuned for the next episode of Beneath the Cobblestones, where we'll uncover the mysterious disappearance of Petra Janu and the chilling unanswered questions that still haunt Prague to this day. Dramatic pause. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and never stop digging into the shadows.